The entry-grade RX-78-2 is a pretty great kit for snap building. Articulation, color separation, the overall building experience, all good. That does not say it is a perfect kit, so I will tell you more about its bad and good in this video. I wanted to paint it as the G3 Gundam. G3 is usually very light purplish gray, but I painted much more blue, cause I prefer blue over purple. Pretty low saturation got that realistic military feeling in it. Used some bright yellow here and there to tone it up a bit, to get it visually more interesting. Also used some orange water slide decals. I really dig this low saturation paint job with tiny decals or details with vibrant colors. The masking you need to do on this kit is not as minimum as the parts. There are a few places need to be painted: the front camera and the side exhaust port, the back camera, the chest exhaust port, and the collar is one part, so I had to mask here. But that is because the G3 Gundam got different colors on those two areas. If you are doing the regular 78 color scheme, you don't need to mask here. The two round dents on the shield and all those round dents on the side of the elbow, knee, and ankle. These guys are a bit tricky to mask if you don't have a circle cutter. Brush paint them will be easier. Exhaust port on the lower knee armor and the scope of the beam rifle. The masking required is about the average amount for an high-grade kit. The other thing you need to take care of for the painting is of course dealing with the seam lines, and there is not a lot of them. What usually happens with these cheaper kits is that their heads are often one front piece and one back piece snapped together, like this SD kit I just made. With this kind of design, you need to do some heavy modifications to remove the seam lines. And if you want to be lazy, you will leave this ugly, humongous gap. However, on this EG kit, things are a bit different. 90% of the head armor is one piece. The antenna and the top front part of the head armor is merged together into one part in this kit. Though it does not remove the seam line completely, with most of the seam gone, the tiny seam line on top looks more like a detail, and you probably wouldn't notice it if you see it first time. Really made my painting experience much more enjoyable and relaxing. The only seam line removal that is necessary is on the front of the lower legs. There is a seam line right in the middle. You can see the remain of this one hidden behind the knee armor. To remove this seam is also incredibly easy to do, because there is no parts required to be installed before you snap the right and left side of the lower legs. Here we have a high-grade GM as an example. You can see here, before you snap the right and left together, you need to first assemble the joints and put them in the middle of the lower legs. This means if you want to remove it, you will have to either modify it a lot, or you have to paint the joints first, then snap them together, mask the joints, paint the lower legs. But with the EG78, there is nothing in between the left part and the right part. So you don't have to do any additional work other than remove the seam line itself. This saves some painful time. Now correct one mistake I made in the last video. The legs can actually do a front kit 90 degrees, you just need to raise the waist first. One small problem with this kit: at the arm joint part, you can see through it in a certain angle like this, and on the legs joints, you don't have the whole see-through situation going on, but it got a large empty space there. It's not really that big of a problem, but it is there and it cannot be fixed easily, cause the empty spaces there are required for the joints to move properly. You can't just put some putty in there and call it a day. This kit have no bazooka, no beam saber effect parts, no extra hands for poses. The last part was really annoying when I tried to do dynamic poses with this kit. If Bandai just gave me one pair of open hands, there will be so many poses available for me to do. Now, should you buy this kit with all these issues I just said? Let's compare it with this HG Revive first. It has the bazooka, one pair of open hands, beam saber effect parts, and only a slight increase in price. However, just seeing how many stuff it has to offer is not fair at all in this comparison. Entry grade can give you a fantastic building experience and painting experience. It is incredibly quick to build, have little problems to deal with. Compared to the Revive, that kit needs you to spend a lot more time. The stickers for the crouch and the eyes are just terrible looking, and if you want to paint it, you need to deal with a lot of difficulties. Even if these two are the same price, I, personally, would still choose the entry grade over the Revive just because it is so relaxing and easy to build and paint. But the choice is different for everyone. For the moment, the entry grade 78 is one of the best value kit you can have. The fact it is so simple to build makes it one of the best kits for beginners who don't want to spend that much time or money, and they will still have fun building it and feel the sense of accomplishment. If you want to try painting, this kit is not one of but the best kit to begin with as far as I'm concerned. No annoying and weird seam lines to deal with, not many masking, very quick to paint. Now, you may want to order it right away. Hearing all this before hitting that purchase button. Be aware, this is not the full package. You are not going to get everything in this kit. But I guess that's just how things are. You get what you pay for, no more than that. Well, this wraps things up. Thank you for watching the first episode of Painted Review. See you all next time.